Hey there. Today was a short day at work, we can say. I I played. I tried to go into a complicated position that I uh, was not very familiar in order to get some game, but it didn't work out. Let's see what happened. So my opponent was Andrei Volokitin from Ukraine, very experienced grandmaster. He was a little bit unlucky in this tournament that he blundered twice in one move. So he won. I mean, he was doing very well, but before rest day he lost two games and yeah, ruined his tournament. But anyway, he's still a very strong player. So he plays knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, castle. This is fairly known. I played this line against MVL in this tournament. Here he surprises me with move knight c3. He had never played before. I mean, obviously, I did know knight c3 move, and I knew that b5 is the best move against this. So basic idea is that now, if I don't play b5, he's threatening to take c6. So b5, bishop b3, then I assume people play d6 here. But I took some time and decided, you know what, I'm gonna play d6. Oh, in the past, d6 was considered worse for black in general, but I don't know. I mean, I remember that when I was very young, I had a friend who was weaker than me, but we used to play, and he would always play similar structure against me, and I was not able to beat him, and I realized that that position was not easy. So the problem with d6 move is that white takes c6, ruins black structure, and plays d4. D4, ED. I mean, also there was a knight D7, but I took and developed my bishop, defended. So he goes queen F3, castle, and here, actually, the one of the good things about this move that it was obvious that my opponent did not really prepare against D6 move. So I was happy with the opening choice. I knew that, I mean, engine evaluates is at least the weak one a bit better for white. Strategically, I do agree, but it's not easy to prove. So I was hoping that I will have a good chances maybe to strike. So he goes h3, basically stops my knight g3, g4, knight d5 maneuver. So I go rook e8, develop rook e1. And in this position, I spend a significant amount of time. I was trying to understand how I should continue. The problem with this opening that I did not have experience, and I did not. I mean, I played from white side. I knew all the ideas that white wants, but I wasn't. I am not basically expert in this line. But however, I remember seeing in some books there was a Capablanca's maneuver that he maneuvers queen to b4 or something like that. I spent 22 minutes and then finally I decided to play queen b8. And at this point, I felt like my opponent basically forced a draw. He could have played b3 here, but after the game we discussed, he didn't like that after queen b4 I attack, and he needs to play, I think, knight d2. As you can see that his pieces are now a little bit awkward, although engine says not a big deal. But he played e5. He said that it seemed like a very most logical move. But yeah, it is a logical move. But then we get a simplification, and after bishop b4, it goes bishop g5, and I play queen b6, queen c4. At this point, I saw the line that forces the draw, and I was thinking like, should I try to play on this position? And I was like, Vasif, you made a mistake 2 days ago where I did a recap that why I cannot reach top 100 recap. I My goal is in this tournament is to be as objective as possible. So I told myself that I needed to play the best move, and the best move is here queen to d4. So queen d4, queen d4, ed, and this is basically a forced draw. So I'm gonna show you. Here he took on e8. There was also bishop f6 option, but then I take e1, rook e1, g takes f6. So rook e4 only move, dc, rook b4, and here I was thinking that I'm gonna play rook d8, bc, rook d1, king h2, rook d2, attacking double attack, and here we are gonna trade the pawns like this, and it's gonna be just draw. So I will trade this pawn against this, and rook endgame is easy draw. So bishop f6 I calculated, rook e8, rook e8, and here my opponent spent some time. There was this interesting move, knight a4, but the knight looks awkward on the here. As you can see, it doesn't have a move. I was fine. I was like, I was pretty sure that there wouldn't be any problem. After the game, we discussed about rook e2 move, but weak engine says that gf and rook c1. White has some chances, but I highly doubt with this knight and with this rook. Maybe I should be a little bit careful. Unluckily, bishop d2, he has this pawn sacrifice, and it gives some chance for white. But I don't need to take it. I can play something like bishop f8, king f1, and I guess rook d2. So a3. Actually, in this position, maybe he got some play. Perhaps I shouldn't let him to take on f6. I can move my knight to d5 and play this position. Yeah, I don't think that I will have any problem with thanks to this knight. So here takes f6, dc, and in this position he spent quite some time. I was hoping that he would take bc. I was very optimistic about this position. Objectively, there is nothing. I was thinking that I can play maybe on for some maybe winning chances after rook e2. Because if he plays rook c1, I go bishop a3, king f1, I take and take on c1. But Angel says, yeah, only winning chance white has. Probably it is just draw. But anyway, I don't need to be like that. I can play here bishop a3 instead of bishop b4, and this is forcing the draw immediately. Instead, he took on c3, bishop c3, bc, rook e2. He defended, king f8. Then I come back for this weakness, and here he spent some time, and finally we forced the draw, and draw was agreed. Well, what can I say? I think overall I played well. I didn't give any chance, and the game ended with draw. So not much to say. I will, keep trying. Like I even choose a variation that gave white an edge, but still, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Perhaps. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next game.